exercise that we're going to look at is called the Pilates push-up. The main purpose and benefit of the Pilates push-up is for spinal mobilisation, to take you down onto the floor and then roll you back up again. It will also encourage strength into the core and lumbar spine, and also the upper body. I am now going to demonstrate the 3 different levels: beginners, intermediates and the advanced, and I will talk you through that at the same time. Pilates press-ups. Stand tall at the end of the mat. Roll the shoulders down into the back pockets, take a small tilt to bring that spine into neutral. Inhale to prepare. As you exhale, you will roll down the spine slowly. I'd like you to visualise your spine as wallpaper being gently pulled down away from the wall, resisting that tearing. As you gently roll down, allow the arms to hang from your shoulders, encouraging articulation of the spine. Breathe naturally as you roll down. Stay soft into the knees, and as you reach towards the floor, bend your knees and take your hands onto the mat in front of you. You're going to walk and come down into a 4-point kneeling box position. Walking the hands forwards, taking the knees down. From this position, we're going to set our body up. Hands in line with the chest and a little wider than the shoulders. So it's a good idea to use that mat as your guide. We're then going to take our spine into neutral by rolling and stabilising the shoulder blades, tucking the tailbone under to maintain neutral, and then we're going to engage the transversus abdominis and pull up that pelvic floor, trying to keep that neck in neutral. As you inhale, you will lower your chest down towards the floor, imagining you're like a rag doll, carefully being lowered down. You're going to exhale as you push yourself back up, aiming to keep that spine nice and long, using and encouraging the strength of those TVA muscles and the pelvic floor to keep the spine in neutral. When you reach the top, you're going to take the inhalation in through the nose as you lower your chest to the floor once more. Keeping that tummy nice and tight and a nice straight line from shoulder to tailbone. Exhale as you push yourself back up, using strength into the upper body and maintaining the strength in the core and lumbar spine. You're going to repeat this one more time, inhaling as you lower your chest to the floor and exhaling as you push yourself back up. Maintain the engagement of those core stability muscles and keep the weight evenly over your knees. Inhale on the downwards, exhale on the upwards. After the 3rd repetition, bring the hands back into the center. We're going to curl the toes under, gently walk the hands back towards the knees and push back onto the feet. Keeping the head down, we're going to slowly uncurl through that spine up to that standing start position. Keep breathing naturally, and always remember to lift your head last. get into that stabilized position, maintaining the setup, standing tall, rolling those shoulders down, bringing that spine into neutral. Take a nice deep breath in to prepare. And then as you exhale, gently roll your chin down to your chest and begin the Pilates roll down. You're rolling down that spine nice and slowly, visualizing that spine as a piece of wallpaper being gently pulled down away from the wall, resisting any tearing, nice and level, equal moving. You need to focus on allowing the arms to hang from the shoulders as you roll down, encouraging that wonderful articulation of the spine. This exercise is really good for mobility and preparing that body for what's going to come next. Continue to breathe naturally as you reach the floor. Bend your knees and take your hands down onto the mat in front of you. As we walk the hands forward, we are now going to set up in the 3/4 push-up position. Your hands will remain in line with the chest and just a little wider than the shoulders. We can use the mat as our guide and take the hands either side. Bring the weight forwards, over the hands in line with the chest, knees hip distance apart, roll the shoulders back to stabilize. We take that active tilt as we tuck the tailbone under and lengthen through that lumbar spine. Engage the TVA, those core muscles, and lift that pelvic floor up so you're in a nice long line from knee to shoulder girdle. Prepare as you inhale, the elbows will come away from the body and your chest will make its way down to the floor. We inhale on the downward movement and we exhale as we push up. We're focusing on maintaining a nice neutral spine with those shoulders stabilized. The TVA remains engaged and we keep that neck in neutral as we come all the way back up to that start position. We're going to repeat twice more. As you flow the body down in your next inhalation, focus on pulling that tummy button in tight so that you're nice and solid. Imagining that torso as a barrel with a ring around the middle at your chest line, a ring around the middle at your belly button, and then again around the base of the pelvis, keeping that pelvis nice and stable. Exhale to push through the hands, using the strength in that upper body to bring you back to that starting position. We're going to repeat one more time. Just imagine you're a little rag doll being lowered gently to the floor in a nice long straight line. Keeping that tailbone tucked under, that pelvis remains in neutral. We wrap that belt around the center to keep us nice and stable. We want to keep a nice long line from the top of our heads all the way down to the knees. Exhale as you push up, maintaining engagement of that core stability, and weight is even and level over the knees. Once you've done your 3, bring the hands gently into the middle, bend the knees, and you're going to push back onto all fours, tucking the toes under, where we're gently in a position to lift the knees and begin to slowly uncurl back to that standing position. Gently uncurl through the spine, restacking the vertebrae from the pelvis, lumbar spine, thoracic spine, shoulder girdle. We're going to roll up, head is the last to lift, and just continue to breathe naturally. As always, we reset the shoulders by stabilizing them into our back pockets. We take a small tuck of that tailbone and we maintain stabilization through the pelvic floor and the transversus abdominis muscle. We stand nice and tall at the end of the mat. We take a nice inhalation to prepare. As we exhale, we begin to roll down the spine, bringing the chin to the chest to mobilize. Visualize that spine as wallpaper being pulled gently down away from the wall, trying to resist that tear. Allow the arms to hang and the head to drop. As you gently roll down, you want to encourage the articulation of the spine, stretching the stabilizer muscles. Continue to breathe nice and naturally. As your hands reach the mat in front of you, gently bend the knees and walk the hands forwards. Take your knees down onto the mat as you prepare and come up into the setup position. Hands will remain in line with the chest, a little wider than the shoulders. Once your hands are in the correct position, we want to stabilize the shoulders by taking that active roll down into the back pockets. We're going to tuck the toes under and lift onto the toes, almost into a plank position. Check the shoulders are stabilized. Tuck the tailbone under, come into that nice neutral spinal position. Think about engaging the pelvic floor to about a level 5. Wrap the belt around nice and tight. Gently as you inhale, take that body weight down towards the mat. Exhale as you use the upper body to push, engaging throughout that course in this exercise. When you reach the full extension at the top, maintain soft elbows, and then we take a next inhalation as we lower the body towards the floor. The spine is in neutral, your shoulders are stabilized. You have a tight engagement around that center, and you're keeping that neck in a nice long position. Inhale as you lower the body. Focus on wrapping that belt around the center to keep that spine long and strong. Exhale as you push the body back up. As you reach the full extension of the press up, take the knees slowly down towards the mat with control and bring the arms back into the center of the body. Continue to breathe naturally as you walk your hands back towards your knees, and we tuck the toes under. We're going to slowly uncurl through the spine as we take the weight onto our feet. Keep the head down towards the floor, straighten the legs, and begin that journey back up to standing. Head is the last to lift. Always maintain an engagement of that core, keeping that back nice and strong.
Okay, so that was a demonstration of the 3 levels of the Pilates push-up. If you'd like to progress this exercise, you can just increase the repetitions of the press-up. If you want to adapt it, you can just do 1 press-up at a time. Also, to progress, if you start on the knees in a box position, you can then move forward to the 3/4 push-up, then progress it finally to that full push-up.